Hey guys, this video is the second part of my Q&A video. I will answer study related questions here, and if you would like to hear answers to personal questions, then please watch my part 1 Q&A video. Where did you get your pink study clock? This is the most frequently asked question. I got my study clock at a stationery store. If you live in Korea or have plans to visit Korea, I'm sure you'll be able to find a stationery store nearby, and in a stationery store they definitely have these study clocks. Or you could get them online on Gmarket or 11번가, which is similar to Amazon in the US, and I left the link in the description down below. If you live overseas, it may be a little more difficult to purchase these items because of the shipping fee. Unfortunately, there isn't a direct way to help you. The good news is, if my channel grows bigger and I get sponsored and am big enough to have giveaways, I am making plans to sell these or give away these pink timers to you guys. So right now, I'll just have to wait for this channel to grow bigger, and then hopefully all of you guys will be able to get one of these timers. That would be a dream come true. How many hours a day do you usually study? This actually depends whether it is exam period or not. During my senior year in high school, I did usually study 13 hours a day, and I've seen comments that tells me that I don't have time for extracurricular activities. Well, the truth is, in my first and second year of high school, I was in many clubs and I did many different activities, and I did not study as much as 13 hours every single day. It's just that for senior year, I had to prepare for college applications and the Korean SAT, which is the Suneung, and I was so busy studying that I had to spend 13 hours almost every single day. But do you really sleep 5 hours? If you do, how do you manage? The answer is connected to question number 2. During my senior year, I couldn't sleep more than 6 hours because I had to write essays for college applications. I had to prepare for interviews. I had to prepare for the Suneung, so I couldn't sleep a lot. But I did get extra sleep during the weekend because I didn't have to get early for school. And sometimes I slept in the afternoon for about 30 minutes when I was super tired. But on school nights, I could only sleep for about 5 hours. Do you listen to music while studying? This depends on the subject, but usually yes, I do listen to music or ASMR. For language-related subjects, I listen to Harry Potter ASMR, and I listen to this specifically because I think it's more cozy and more quiet than compared to other ASMRs. I left the link in the description down below. Even if you are not a Harry Potter fan, the ASMR videos really help concentrate for me. For math and science, I listen to pop music. For other subjects, I listen to cafe jazz. And I left the link for that in the description box also. For some people, music doesn't help concentrate. The lyrics of songs could distract you from concentrating, and if you don't feel like you can focus with the music on, try to find a quiet environment instead. For me, music worked out really well and I was able to focus on my studies more. But it is important for you to remember that the number one priority thing that you are doing is studying and not listening to music. So don't get carried away, and try to avoid listening to YouTube playlists, because if you turn on a music video, you might tend to watch the music video instead of trying to let the music help you concentrate on your studying. Who is your favorite study YouTuber? My favorite study YouTuber is StudyQuill. She helped me stay focused on my studies in high school, and she also motivated me to start this channel. Do you have tips on memorizing? I do, because I suck at memorizing. I had a difficult time studying history because I couldn't memorize all the names. They were so complicated. So a tip would be try to review the material at least 5 times. If you read the same material for like 5 times, it's kind of impossible not to memorize it because you've seen it so many times. And that's how I had to study history. This could actually be very stressful because you have to study the same thing over and over again, but you will eventually be able to memorize all the material. How do you study math? Well, no matter what the subject is, I think the most important thing is finding your own studying style of that particular subject. For me and for math, it was solving a lot of practice questions. Solving a lot of practice exams and practice questions will help you get used to using formulas and will help you play around with numbers, and you will be able to calculate a little faster on the exam. If you do not get the results that you wanted, how do you respond? If there is anyone out there in the world that is not satisfied with your grade, well, don't be, because it is not the end of the world. There are still a lot of chances ahead of you. So what I did, every time I wasn't satisfied with myself, I just told myself to stay positive and tell myself that there are going to be more chances in the future. How are you able to stay focused for long periods of time? Staying focused also takes practice. If you're not used to studying for long periods of time, try to break the 1 hour into blocks of study sessions, like 10 minutes you'll study chapter 1, the next 10 minutes you will study another subject, and so on. And when you put those study sessions together, it becomes an hour, and then 2 hours, and then 3 hours. Then you will realize that you have built the energy to be able to stay focused for a longer period of time. How do you learn vocabulary for languages? Number 1, you need to create the list of words you want to know. It could be the vocabulary from a book that you are reading, or maybe a textbook. Whatever it is, you first need a list. And then once you do that, write the vocabulary on sticky notes and stick those notes onto places that you frequently look at. For example, on your wall, or in your pencil case, or in your wallet, wherever you want to put it. If you feel so tired but you still have to study, what do? I sleep for about 20 minutes, or I drink a cup of tea and try to energize myself. When you feel like not studying, how do you stay motivated? A lot of teachers probably tell you to think of your dream and future goal, but sometimes that doesn't work either. And I know, because that happens to me all the time. So what I do is try to get into character. So for example, a TV series that I like is The Gilmore Girls, and I really like Rory Gilmore, and she is a perfect student. So I just imagine myself being Rory Gilmore and studying very hard for exams like how she did in the TV series. Or I would imagine myself as Hermione Granger. That's how I usually survive my exam period every time I lose my motivation. Thank you guys so much for watching my Q&A video. If you haven't watched the part 1 yet, please go and check that out also. I will do my best to answer other questions in future videos. If you have any more questions, always feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below.